A 968 millibar low-pressure center off the Carolina coast this weekend. That as the equivalent pressure of a Category 2 hurricane. You need to hear that again. We are re-talking about hurricane-force winds, blizzard conditions, and historic snowfall from the Carolinas to Cape Cod starting Saturday. Is your city in the danger zone? In the next 30 seconds, I am revealing exactly which cities face the most extreme conditions and when this hits your doorstep. But first, I need you to do something right now. Drop your city in the comments. I am going live tomorrow morning with personalized updates for every location you mentioned tonight. I am literally going through every single comment to make sure your area gets covered. The more specific you are with your location, the better I can tailor tomorrow's forecast. So pause right now and tell me where you're watching from. Here's your reward for staying with me. Columbia, South Carolina, 4 inches of snow. Charlotte, 6 inches. Raleigh, 8 inches with blizzard conditions. Richmond, Virginia, 6 inches. Virginia Beach, 11 inches. Cape Cod, 15 inches minimum with hurricane-force winds. Kill Devil Hills on the Outer Banks, 13 inches with winds potentially exceeding 80 miles per hour. Halifax, Nova Scotia, over a foot of snow with life-threatening blizzard conditions. But here's what nobody is talking about. This isn't just a coastal storm. We are looking at Gulf-effect snow in Florida. Tampa could see a coating of snow. The Bahamas might see snowflakes for the first time since 1977. Let me give you the full scope of what's coming. This bomb cyclone will impact millions from South Carolina all the way to down east Maine and into Atlantic Canada. We re-talking about an enhanced risk of at least moderate winter storm impacts stretching from Columbia, South Carolina through Asheville, Greenville, Charlotte, Raleigh, Richmond, and Virginia Beach. Then as the storm rockets up the coast Sunday into Monday, we are looking at potential impacts for Washington, D.C., the entire state of Delaware, New Jersey, New York City, extreme southeastern Rhode Island, all of Cape Cod, Boston, and straight up through down east Maine into Canada. This thing forms off the Georgia and South Carolina coast early Saturday, intensifies rapidly Saturday night, then passes just southeast of Cape Cod by Sunday morning. It's moving fast once it gets going, but here is what makes this different from every other coastal storm you've seen. Bombogenesis. I know it sounds hyped up, but this is real meteorology. When a low-pressure center drops at least 24 millibars in 24 hours, that's the textbook definition, it means the storm is going to get excessively strong in an incredibly short period of time. And when that happens, somebody gets absolutely hammered with snow and wind. What separates this storm from the last one? The wind. We not just talking about snow. We talking about a legitimate blizzard potentially hitting the Outer Banks of the Carolinas, which is pretty wild when you think about it. But also very real potential for Cape Cod to see the same thing. This just got more complicated. We dealing with 2 low-pressure systems working together. There's going to be the big nasty bomb cyclone forming off the coast, right? That's what's really going to put the heavy snow down. But then there's a mesolow that forms west of South Carolina. These 2 systems are going to be working in tandem, and here's the problem. They might steal moisture away from the middle areas. We could see what's called a dry slot develop. That means places like Columbia, Charlotte, Raleigh, maybe even Richmond could actually see less snow than currently forecast, while areas on the periphery, especially eastern North Carolina, could see significantly more. It wouldn't surprise me at all if some spots in eastern North Carolina exceed 11 inches while cities further inland come in lower than expected. This is one of many scenarios, and I'll have better clarity on this by tomorrow morning. Let's talk about the science behind this monster. We've got an upper-level trough diving south, pulling Arctic air with it. When that trough moves offshore, upper-level winds spread apart. Think of it like this. When air spreads apart up high, air rushes up from below to fill that void. That rising air creates storms. In this case, it's creating a powerhouse. We re-looking at a system that by Sunday morning will have a central pressure of 968 millibars. To put that in perspective, a Category 2 hurricane typically has pressures between 970 and 979 millibars. This is a winter hurricane. Now let's talk model agreement because this matters for confidence levels. The European model and the American GFS model are both showing this bomb cyclone. When both models agree on something this significant, confidence goes way up. They realigned on timing, they realigned on the rapid intensification, they realigned on the general track. Where there's still some uncertainty is the exact position of that dry slot I mentioned and the precise snowfall totals in the transition zones. Those details will sharpen up over the next 24 hours, and that's exactly what I'll be covering tomorrow. Just like I promised at the start, here's your detailed city-by-city breakdown. I am going to vary my delivery so this doesn't feel like a list because I know you need specifics for your location. Columbia, South Carolina, you are first in line. Snow starts Friday night, just some light accumulation. But Saturday morning around 10 a.m., this ramps up fast. You are looking at moderate to heavy snow developing through Saturday afternoon and evening. Current forecast puts you at 4 inches, but here as your unique angle. You are in the zone where that dry slot could cut totals down or miss you entirely and push you higher. The national blend of models is conservative here, so 4 inches is a solid middle ground estimate. What concerns me most for you is the wind. 30 to 40 mile per hour gusts Saturday afternoon into evening. That's going to make travel extremely difficult even if snow totals stay on the lower end. Charlotte, this is going to be significant for you. Snow breaks out Saturday morning, becomes heavy by Saturday afternoon. You are looking at 6 inches as a baseline forecast. Your timing is brutal because this hits during the day, Saturday, when people are out trying to get last-minute preparations done. Peak snowfall rates Saturday afternoon could hit 1 to 2 inches per hour, winds gusting 30 to 40 miles per hour. You haven't seen anything like this in a long time. Do not be on the road Saturday afternoon and evening. It's going to be a legitimate blizzard while it is happening, regardless of whether you end up with 6 inches or 10 inches when it's done. Winston-Salem and the Piedmont Triad area, you've seen snow before, but not like this. You are in the bullseye. Snow starts Saturday morning, becomes heavy Saturday afternoon, continues into Saturday night. 6 to 8 inches is the current thinking, with winds gusting 30 to 40 miles per hour. This is a prolonged event for you. We are talking about 6 to 8 hours of heavy snow with near zero visibility at times. What makes your situation critical is elevation. Higher terrain could push you toward the higher end of that range or even exceed it. Asheville and the northwest mountains of North Carolina, you are getting hit from multiple angles. The mesolow forming to your west is going to bring heavy snow to the higher elevations. We talking 8 to 13 inches possible in the highest peaks. Snow starts Friday evening for you, continues Saturday, could linger into Saturday night. You know mountain weather. You know how quickly things can change up there. This has the potential to be one of the more significant snow events you've seen in several years. Raleigh, your window is Saturday into Saturday night. Here's what I need you to understand. Current forecast shows 8 inches, but I am less confident in that number than I am for some other cities. Why? You are right in the zone where these 2 low-pressure systems could create that dry slot. If that happens, you could see totals drop to more like 4 to 6 inches. If it doesn't happen and you stay in the heavy snow, 8 to 10 inches is absolutely on the table. What I am confident about is the wind. 30 to 40 mile per hour gusts are going to make this feel like a blizzard regardless of snow totals. You are going to have periods of near whiteout conditions Saturday afternoon and evening. Greensboro and Greenville, you are both looking at significant impacts. Greensboro, you are in a similar situation to Charlotte and Raleigh, 6 to 8 inches possible with strong winds. Greenville, you are closer to the coast, so you are going to see this a bit later, but potentially more intense. 10 inches is possible for you, with this being one of the heavier snow events you've experienced in quite a while. For both cities, Saturday is a stay-home day. Period. Durham and Chapel Hill, same story as Raleigh. You are in the dry slot uncertainty zone. Plan for 6 to 8 inches, but understand it could be less, could be more. We'll know better tomorrow. Fayetteville, Goldsboro, Jacksonville, you are in eastern North Carolina where things get really interesting. This is where I think we could see some surprises. Fayetteville, you are looking at 8 to 10 inches. Goldsboro, similar range. Jacksonville, you are even closer to where this thing intensifies. 10 to 12 inches is not out of the question for you. Your timing is Saturday afternoon through Sunday morning. This is prolonged heavy snow with dangerous winds, 30 to 40 mile per hour gusts inland higher near the coast. Now let's move to the Outer Banks because this is going to be absolutely wild. Kill Devil Hills, Nags Head, this entire stretch of barrier islands, you were about to experience something most people down there have never seen. 13 inches of snow with this potentially being on the low end. But here's what makes this extreme. Winds. We are talking 50 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts, potentially higher over the water. Winds over the ocean could exceed 100 miles per hour just offshore. This is a blizzard with hurricane-force winds. Coastal flooding is a major concern. This hits Saturday evening into Sunday morning. You are going to have near zero visibility, drifting snow, and dangerous conditions that could last 12 to 18 hours. Historic event for the Outer Banks. Elizabeth City and the Albemarle region, you are in the heavy snow zone, 10 to 12 inches possible with strong winds. This is Saturday night into Sunday morning for you. Blizzard conditions likely. Richmond, Virginia, here's your situation. Snow develops Saturday afternoon, heaviest Saturday evening into Saturday night. 6 inches is the current call. Your unique angle is timing. This hits Saturday evening, which is going to make travel dangerous during what would normally be a busy evening. Winds 30 to 40 miles per hour. Not the worst scenario for you, but still a significant event. Roads will be dangerous Saturday night into Sunday morning. Moving up to the Delmarva Peninsula, Salisbury, Maryland, you are looking at potential for significant snow, 7 to 10 inches possible, particularly on the ocean side. Salisbury proper, probably closer to 7 inches. But as you get toward Ocean City, we could push toward that 10-inch mark. Your timing is Saturday night into Sunday. Washington, D.C. and Baltimore. I know a lot of you were concerned about more snow. Here is the good news for you. You are on the northern fringe. Washington, D.C., you are looking at 1 to 3 inches. Baltimore, similar. Maybe closer to 2 to 4 inches for Baltimore. This is Saturday night for you, mainly. Not a major event for the immediate metro areas, but enough to make travel slippery. Where you need to pay attention is Sunday and beyond because of what comes after, which I'll get to in a minute. Hagerstown and the I-81 corridor through western Maryland, similar story. 1 to 3 inches. Not a big snow event for you, but roads will be slippery Sunday morning. Philadelphia, you're looking at 2 to 4 inches. Snow moves in Saturday night, continues into Sunday morning. Not a huge event for the city proper, but enough to create some issues. Where things change dramatically is as you head southeast. Atlantic City in southeastern New Jersey, this is where the gradient gets sharp. Atlantic City could see up to 8 inches. I think that S on the high end, but 4 to 6 inches is definitely possible. Your window is Saturday night into Sunday. The closer you are to the coast, the more snow you are likely to see because you are closer to where this thing is intensifying offshore. New York City, you're in an interesting spot. The 5 boroughs are looking at around 4 inches, maybe a bit less in Manhattan, maybe a bit more out in Queens, and especially into Nassau County. Long Island, the further east you go, the more snow you see. Western Long Island, 4 to 6 inches. Eastern Long Island toward the Hamptons, 6 to 8 inches possible. This is Sunday for you mainly. Not a crippling event for the city, but enough to create travel headaches Sunday. Now let's jump to New England where this gets serious again. Providence, Rhode Island, you are looking at 7 inches on the high end. I think that might be a bit generous. More likely 4 to 6 inches with the highest totals in the southeastern parts of Rhode Island. Your window is Sunday. Cape Cod, buckle up. 15 inches might be on the low end for you. We could be looking at 18 to 24 inches in some locations. This is Sunday into Sunday night for you. But here, ask what makes this extreme. Hurricane force winds, gusts 60 to 70 miles per hour, possibly higher. This is a full-blown blizzard, near zero visibility, drifting snow, making any accumulation number almost meaningless because drifts could be several feet high. Coastal flooding is a major concern. This is a dangerous, potentially historic event for the Cape. Sunday is a stay inside day. Don't even think about going out. Boston, your forecast is tricky. 7 inches is on the high end of what I think you'll see. There's going to be a very sharp cutoff between who gets significant snow and who gets much less. Boston proper, I think you're looking at more like 3 to 5 inches, maybe pushing towards 7 if you read in the southern and eastern suburbs. If you read northwest of the city, you might see even less. The key for you is Sunday. This is a Sunday event, mainly morning into afternoon, moving up to Maine. Portland, you are looking at 4 to 6 inches with your window being Sunday into Sunday night. Decent snow, but not the worst case scenario for you. Down East Maine, this is where things ramp back up. Bangor and points east, widespread 2 to 4 inches, but as you get toward the coast and especially toward the Canadian border, we're talking 3 to 6 inches or more in extreme eastern portions. You're also going to see strong winds, 30 to 50 mile per hour gusts. This is Sunday into Monday for you, and then we cross into Canada. Halifax, Nova Scotia, you are going to get absolutely buried. over a foot of snow, possibly 18 inches in some areas, hurricane-force wind gusts. This is a major blizzard for you Monday into Monday night. Historic potential. Here, what makes the timing critical. This isn't just about one day. For the Carolinas and Virginia, Saturday is the main event. For the Mid-Atlantic, Saturday night into Sunday. For New England and Atlantic Canada, Sunday into Monday. But what comes after is what has me really concerned. The cold. We're not talking about normal winter cold. We're talking about extreme, dangerous, potentially deadly cold. Let me show you something that's absolutely wild, and this is real. Gulf effect snow. You know how the Great Lakes create lake effect snow up north? Well, after this storm passes, it's going to be so cold that the Gulf of Mexico is going to create Gulf effect snow. Tampa, you could see a coating of snow. This would be Sunday into Monday. Orlando, Jacksonville, Daytona Beach, snow flurries are possible. Some models are even showing the possibility of light snowflakes in the Bahamas. If that happens, it would be the first time since 1977. The winter of 1977 was crazy. That was the last time the Bahamas saw snow. We might see it again. Why is this possible? Look at the temperatures Sunday morning across Florida. Tallahassee, 23 degrees. Starkey, 21 degrees. Tampa, 35 degrees. But wind chills are going to be 10 degrees below that. We are looking at wind chills in the teens and low 20s across northern and central Florida. This is not sweater weather. This is a hard freeze. The nature coast of Florida and potentially reaching as far south as the interior suburbs of Tampa and Orlando Saturday night could see a hard freeze. The National Weather Service in Tampa is calling this extremely hazardous for marine interests and dangerous for vulnerable populations. If you were in Florida, especially northern Florida, wind chills Sunday morning could be in the single digits. It's been a very long time since it's been that cold. But Florida isn't alone in the extreme cold. Dallas, 23 degrees Sunday morning. Oklahoma City, 20 degrees. Indianapolis, 2 degrees. 2 degrees. And for those of you still without power from the last storm, I have an update, and it's not good. The death toll from our most recent winter storm and cold outbreak has now exceeded 100 people. This makes it the deadliest winter storm and cold outbreak since the big power crisis in Texas a few years ago. The death toll continues to rise. This is bad. This is really bad. We have storm chasers and volunteers on the ground right now helping people. It reminds some of them of the aftermath of a hurricane in terms of the devastation and the number of people who don't know what to do or where to turn. The good news is power is being restored in many areas. A lot of places should be back online today or tomorrow. But the bad news is the cold keeps coming. Sunday morning temperatures. Memphis, Nashville, Oxford, Mississippi, 12 degrees. Get ready for that. It's going to be even colder in the Great Lakes and Ohio Valley. We're talking about negative temperatures in upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, up into Toronto, Montreal, Quebec. Sub-zero cold, dangerous cold, frostbite in minutes type of cold. Now here's your practical preparation timeline. If you are in the snow zone from the Carolinas to Virginia, you need to be ready by Friday night. That means groceries done, gas tank full, generator tested if you have one, flashlights and batteries ready. Let your faucets drip starting Friday night in areas that aren't used to hard freezes. For the Carolinas especially, this is critical. Pipes that aren't insulated can freeze and burst. If you're in the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast, your deadline is Saturday. Get everything done Saturday morning before conditions deteriorate. Don't wait until Saturday afternoon. For everyone from Texas to Maine, you need to be ready for the extreme cold by Saturday night. That means making sure your heating system is working, that you have backup heat if power goes out, that you have warm clothes and blankets. If you have to go outside Sunday or Monday in the Midwest, Ohio Valley, or Northeast, exposed skin can freeze in 15 to 30 minutes. This is frostbite territory. Cover all exposed skin. Limit time outside. Keep at least a half tank of gas in your vehicle at all times. If you get stranded, you need to be able to run your heat. Check on elderly neighbors, anyone vulnerable to extreme cold, anyone who might not have adequate heat. This is community care time. For citrus growers in the South, you know what a hard freeze means. Take all necessary precautions. For those in the South not used to extreme cold, understand that this is different. This isn't just cold. This is dangerous cold. Stay inside as much as possible Sunday and Monday. Way too early for details, but not too early to track. There are hints in the long-range models of another system potentially developing toward the middle of next week. I am not ready to commit to anything specific yet, but if you are in the snow zone from this weekend's storm, you need to be aware that this might not be a one-and-done situation. The extended cold is going to hang around. Below-average temperatures are likely to continue for the East Coast for the foreseeable future. Some warmth is coming for the north-central United States, the Great Plains, even portions of the South over the next 10 days. But for the East Coast, there's no end in sight with the cold air. Things might moderate a bit closer to the Mississippi River Valley, but if you east of there, especially along the coast, the below-average temperatures are locked in. This will eventually flip, but we are not seeing signs of that happening anytime soon. Let me recap the key points because this is critical information. A bomb cyclone forms off the southeast coast Saturday. Rapid intensification Saturday night. Major snow from the Carolinas to Cape Cod. Blizzard conditions likely for the Outer Banks and Cape Cod with hurricane-force winds. Historic snowfall potential for areas not used to seeing this much snow. Then behind it, extreme cold, dangerous cold affecting areas from Texas to Maine. Wind chills life-threatening in many areas. And then potentially another system next week. Don T. Miss Tomorrow's update. I am going live by 8 a.m. Eastern, possibly earlier if we see major changes overnight. I'll have updated model data, refined snowfall totals, temperature adjustments, and preliminary information on that next potential system I mentioned. Things could absolutely change overnight. New model runs come in. Track could shift 50 miles either direction. That 50-mile shift makes a huge difference in who sees what. I want to be clear about something. Weather forecasts walk a fine line between informing people so they can prepare and creating unnecessary panic. My goal is always to inform. When both the European and American models agree on something this significant, confidence is high. Where the forecast gets murky is in those transition zones, those dry slot areas I talked about, the exact placement of the heaviest snow bands. That is what we'll refine over the next 24 hours. I am not sensationalizing. I am not trying to scare you. I am trying to make sure you have the information you need to keep yourself and your family safe. Your action items by deadline. Tuesday night if you were in the first snow areas, the Carolinas and Virginia. Wednesday if you were preparing for the extreme cold. That S when you need to have everything done. Drop your city in the comments one more time. Let me know where you're rewatching from. I am going through every single comment tonight to prepare tomorrow's update. The more locations you give me, the more detailed I can be. Here is what you need to understand. This is not a normal winter storm. The combination of heavy snow in areas not equipped to handle it, blizzard conditions with hurricane-force winds in coastal areas, and then the extreme cold that follows, this is a multifaceted, dangerous situation. I am not panicking. I am informing. There's a difference, but this is something you need to take seriously. Make sure you resubscribed. Turn on notifications. Tomorrow's update is critical. We could see track shifts overnight. We could see model adjustments that significantly change the forecast for your specific area. You don't want to miss that information. Thank you for trusting me with this information. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking this seriously and preparing. Check on your neighbors, stay safe, and I will see you tomorrow morning.